Good evening, everybody. Welcome to high school basketball, the 1996 version. Tonight we sail into a new season with the 28-5A clash between the John Jay Mustangs and the South San Bobcats. From the Cat Cage off Palo Alto Road, I'm Gary DeLaune, along with Eddie Morris and Mo Aguilar, ready to bring you high school basketball throughout the 1996 campaign as we travel the road to Austin. And hopefully we'll have a San Antonio team that can follow in the fast breaks of the East Central Hornets, who won the state 5A championship last March. Now the District 28-5A title is in a shambles. It's a three-way tie. South San, Jay, and Holmes are all locked in a three-way battle. They are all 4-2, and it should be a dandy here tonight at South San. This old gym was built in 1959, but looks a lot newer than that. They have a great floor. They've maintained it so well. Beautiful hardwood floor here at the Cat Cage at South San. This game is brought to you in part by Ancita Chevrolet, by Jack in the Box, all 26 locations, by Advantage Rent-A-Car, by the tax collecting law firm of Hurd, Goggin, Blair & Williams, and by our new face in the crowd tonight, the San Antonio Livestock Exposition. Welcome, everybody. We hope you enjoy a verbal view as this game will kick off our 1996 campaign for the 95-96 basketball season. And we'll be here all through March if we do have a team that goes to the playoffs, and we hope we do. One of these teams right here could well be in that tremendous Road to Austin competition. And don't forget the MacArthur Bramelys, who are 23-1 and are the top-ranked team in the city of San Antonio. We hope you enjoy our verbal view. Don't forget tomorrow at 10, the Roosevelt Rough Riders will be honored as the State 5A Division II football champions with a parade hosted by the city of Windcrest. Looking at the top 10 rankings for the early season, MacArthur is 24-1. I said 23-1. They defeated Seguin. That was their 24th win. Judson ranked second, 18-3. They stopped Lee, 87-65. Fox Tech lost to Kerrville Tivy. Fox Tech only a 4A team, but they're still playing with the big boys. South San was ranked fourth, but they lost to number 5 ranked Holmes, 89-75. Marshall was number 6, but they were upset by Southwest, 58-43. Jay defeated Del Rio in Del Rio. Southwest defeated Marshall, as we said. East Central stopped McCullum 92-64. The Hornets are coming on strong. They had a tough beginning, but now they are 15-7. West Campus 16-7 defeated Kennedy. So that's the way the top 10 stacked up earlier this week. And we are here at South San, and we hope you enjoy all of the tremendous high school activity as it comes to you from deep in South San Antonio tonight. We'll be back in just 60 seconds after this word from some of our sponsors. Going into tonight's game, the Mustangs are 16-7, 4-2 in district. South San 18-6, 4-2 in district. Steve Celestine in his third year, 36 years old, played at Houston Clear Lake. Well, what a great basketball tradition they have over there for Coach Kruger. Went to Texas A&M, played for Shelby Metcalf. He was an assistant to Buddy Myers for 3 years, assistant to Mo Ibert Baylor for 3 years, and came back to take over for Dave Stilmaseski, who retired once the Jay Mustangs went to the state semifinals a few years ago. By the way, his wife is Dr. Heidi Heck, outstanding obstetrician in San Antonio. Coming in this game, the Mustangs are ranked number 1 in scoring in the city with a 90.2 average. That's almost cracking the cords the same way the East Central Hornets did last year. East Central had a 110-point average for 32 minutes of basketball, and I've still been amazed at that tremendous output of points in just 32 big points, minutes, and that kind of scoring output. Now for South San, they're averaging 79. That's 6th in the city. That's not too shabby either. Gary Durbin is the coach his first year. Played at South San for Jimmy Fred Littleton back in '83. And then Luis Torres came in his senior year. UTSA was his stop-off for 1 year under Ken Burmeister, but then went over to St. Mary's and played for Buddy Myers. In high school, Gary Durbin averaged 33 points a game. I think that's as good as anybody since Tony Terrell, and then, of course, Stanley Bonowitz last year at about 30 points a game. Moses Aguilar is here to keep our statistics tonight, and Mo, we expect another great season. We talked to Mark Obreen today, and he wants to join us for some of the broadcasts, too. So here we are back in high school basketball. This is our 8th season doing high school basketball in San Antonio.
Yeah, we're looking for a good game tonight, and I was watching Jay Mustangs come out here and really impressed the crowd, Gary. They came out here, they were ducking behind their back and dunking and doing this monster gorilla dunks like you see in, you know, in the upper echelon of basketball. But you know, that doesn't really mean anything when you're doing it all out there by yourself. You know, you got to play the game as a team. And Jay looks very impressive, but as a record indicates, it's 16-7 right now and 4-2 in district. I'm looking for a great game here. South Sands doesn't have much of height right now, but
no, they
can shoot the ball.
They are the little water bugs.
Exactly.
As they flit down the court. In fact, as a matter of fact, they on average. Here's their lineups: 5'9", 5'9", 5'9", 5'9", 6'1".
Right, and then you got to look at last year too, Gary. East Central, you know, they didn't have much size, but boy, could they shoot and could they move and play defense. And I think, you know, that's why they're the state champions of last year.
John Jay, 5'10", 6'2", 6'5", 5'6", then 6'5", 6'5", and 6'6" off the bench. So that is a tall high school team. Starting lineups, we'll give you in just a moment, but let's take another 60-second pause. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the tip-off. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Gary DeLaune, Moses Aguilar, Eddie Morris back at South San. We've got a jam-packed house. Should be about 1,000 people here tonight. This is what makes high school football so exciting and so electrifying. When you have a jam-packed house, reminds you so much of the movie Hoosiers with Gene Hackman a few years ago, because they love high school basketball. And there was an article in the Express News the other day by David Flores. Said football is still king in Texas, but basketball is catching on.
And it is. When you have a state champion like the East Central Hornets of last year, and you know, the year before that they were in the semifinals. So you know, you've got to get that interest, and people catch that fever that basketball is really growing here in San Antonio.
This game is brought to you in part by Jack in the Box, all 26 locations. I want to thank Lou Corbett very much for being so active and supporting high school athletics in San Antonio. Lou was so instrumental last year in taking East Central sponsorship all the way to the state finals, and then joined us for the Roosevelt Rough Riders and Judson Rockets in their drives toward the championships all season long in football. And now they're back for basketball in 1996. Ancita Chevrolet, Ernesto's been with me for like 15 years on sports broadcasts. We want to thank Ernesto and all of his great crew in all of the Chevrolet complexes throughout San Antonio. By Advantage Rent-A-Car, the Walker family, want to thank them. Want to thank the law firm and tax collecting law firm of Hurd, Goggin, Blair, and Williams. Oliver Hurd joined us in the very first year, and he's helped us out each year to support high school basketball. And this year, joining us for 6 or 7 weeks will be the San Antonio Livestock Exposition. It begins February 3rd. It goes for 16 days. Vince Gill will open it. Then you got John Michael Montgomery. You got Tanya Tucker. You got the Beach Boys.
And don't forget Winona having another baby, too.
Winona,
she'll be there.
Tremendous lineup. Travis Tritt, Emilio. So what a great Rick Trevino.
Did we say the Beach Boys?
Beach Boys will be there.
Beach Boys will be there.
So if you haven't bought your tickets, there's plenty of seats left. I think Vince Gill may be sold out, but the others will not be. Let's go now to the starting lineups. First for the visiting South San Bobcats, rather the visiting John Jay Mustangs. This is the starting lineup for Coach Steve Celestine. Gerald McCaslin, 5'10", 160-pound junior, averaging 5 points a game and 2 rebounds a game. Michael Lane, 6'2", 185, a junior, averaging 13 points a game. Justin Pendleton, 6'5", 175. Boy, could he leap. He was one of the dunkers that Mo mentioned. He's averaging almost 16 points a game, almost 7 rebounds a contest. Mark Davis, 5'6", 150-pound senior, 1 point average, but he's a point guard. 7 point average for Ed Reyna, the other starter, 6'5", 180. And the starter who is not in the lineup tonight, may join him later, is Anthony James, 6'5", 195, 20 point average, and 10 rebounds a game. He is a dandy. Now, for the South San Bobcats of Coach Gary Durbin, 18-6 coming into this game. This is the 25th game of the season already. That's hard to believe, isn't it? Paul Rodriguez, 5'9", 150, a senior, averaging 15 points a game. They are a quick team, friends. They get up and down the court in a hurry. 19 point average for Eddie Gomez, 5'9", 160, a junior. The leading assists guard in the city, 12 assists per game, is Rudy Bonilla, 5'9", 165. He is the leading playmaker in the city. He's the John Stockton in the city of San Antonio. Mark Torres, 5'9", 170, 13 point average, and 10 rebounds. I don't know how a guy that little can get the rebounds, but he does. And then their big guy, Nick Espinosa, 6'1", 175, a senior, 8 points and 6 rebounds a game. We're ready to rumble here at South San in the cat cage, and jumping will be Mark Torres against Justin Pendleton. There's about an 8-inch differential. Ready to go in our kickoff cage contest for 1995-96. Here's the tip. Up control by John Jay, but South San steals it away. And over to Eddie Gomez. Here's Bonilla out front. In the corner is a three-point launch. It's no good. And it's taken by Torres. It's no good, but coming away the rebound is Eddie Gomez. Gomez looking out front for the squatty body. And that's Rudy Bonilla. Drives, shovels it off. In the middle to the tall guy, Espinosa. Here's the drive. Back over to Espinosa. He goes up. It is no good. Follows. It's good. Nick Espinosa, 6'1", plays like he's 6'4", didn't he, Mo?
Yes, he does. That was a strong move to the basket
now,
there.
here is a double team in the backcourt, and they get it over quickly to Michael Lane. Far side on the wing. Comes back out to McCaslin. McCaslin goes out with it to Ed Reyna. Reyna to McCaslin. He'll take a three. It is up and good. Only a two. So McCaslin ties up 2-2 early. Less than a minute to go, having gone by. And into the forecourt as he skulks into the far side. High right. It's Mark Torres. A three. Up and no good off the tip of the rim. It's controlled, though, by Espinosa. He drives, fakes, kicks. Up. Good. Off the board. Nick Espinosa.
I tell you, Rick Espinosa's quick on his feet. He's there
really
right
quick.
there at the ball every time.
McCaslin gets it over quickly to Lane. Into the forecourt. Hustle in a hurry. Blazes to the left side. To McCaslin. McCaslin to Lane. Now it goes over quickly to Mark Davis. Reyna out front high right for the Bobcats. Rather for the Mustangs. Now here's the drive, Gomez. It's to McCaslin for three. No good. Bouncing high and getting the rebound is Bonilla. Saves it off, and there's a whistle to foul in the backcourt. It's going to be called on Michael Lane. Boy, I tell you what, the Bobcats move the basketball.
They do, and they're playing right now. It looks like they're playing zone defense. Durban's got them on the zone defense right now to try to detain some of that height that Jay has.
Yeah, the big guy in the middle, of course, is Justin Pendleton, almost 6'6". In the backcourt, Bonilla, leading his sister in the city. Here he comes. Gets pressure, though, by Mark Torres. Here's the drive up and in by Bonilla. Great shot. As Davis put the pressure on, now Mark is getting pressure on the other side as the Mustangs come back. Score 6-2 early. Three-point launch. He hits. It's to Michael Lane. 6-5 score. 5:55 to play. Quickly. Down court. It's Gomez out front. Rodriguez drives baseline, kicks it under. It is up to Espinosa. He drives, he's fouled. Hammered by Justin Pendleton in the middle. Second foul. It would be a shooting situation, I believe. These teams are very, very fast. That's the new brand of basketball across Texas. They don't go much with the deliberate style anymore. At the line will be Nick Espinosa, averaging 8.6 boards a game. He will shoot two. Fouled by Justin Pendleton. 6-5 score, 1-point lead for the Bobcats. First, good. Espinosa has 5 points.
Do you think that East Central had a little bit to do with that fast-paced basketball they have?
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. They saw the success, and the coaches love it, and they went with it. The kids love it, too.
The kids love it, too, yeah.
Second shot by Nick Espinosa. He's got it. He's got 6 points. It's 8-5. And full-court press. It's that zone box press to Reyna. Reyna, it goes on to Lane on the right side, but he doesn't shoot. Comes back out to Davis. Davis to Reyna. Reyna goes over to Lane. Lane in the middle to Pendleton. Whistle, foul called. And they're grabbing in, and they're going to get him for a grab is Mark Torres. Now, these are the heights that Gary Durbin gave me, but I can't help but believe some of these kids look taller than that to me.
Well, they definitely do look taller out there on that court, right?
Ed Reyna into Mark Davis. Davis on the right side to Lane. McCaslin. McCaslin, right side wing right, comes back over to Mark Davis. Davis to Reyna. Reyna fakes right, comes back left to Davis. He'll take a three. It is up, and yes! Mark Davis makes it 8-8. 5:15 to play in the first period. Fast and furious action from South San. Gary DeLaune, Mo Aguilar, Eddie Morris. It's Bonilla out front. Fakes left, goes right. He has a dribble. Tries to turn. Drives to the left. Top of the key. Here in the corner, three, it's no good. It's taken by
Mark Torres. It's
off the board, it's no good. Reyna clears it around for Mustangs. Here come the ponies out of the corral. It's to Mark Davis. High to Reyna on the right side. Swings it over to McCaslin. He drives baseline. It's Lane. He shoots, and it is up and it's no good. And getting the rebound is Mark Torres. Leads a fast break. Shovels it off quick to Eddie Gomez. Gomez on the far side, high right. Stops out front, fakes. Pumper, hot. No good. Bounce it into the hands of Espinosa. He fakes. Comes back out on the right side. to Rodriguez, shovels it over to Bonilla. Bonilla fakes a pass, down court, comes to the right, drives, kicks it off to Rodriguez. He shoots from the side, it's no good. Getting the rebound is Lane. There's a whistle and a foul call. And they're going to call it on Nick Espinosa. Going under Justin Pendleton. 2 team fouls on each now. They're not a shooting situation. 4:26. This is so fast. 8-8. 4:26 to go, but I love it. Quickly into Mark Davis, the playmaker, to Reyna, to Davis. Stutter step dribble. Fakes right, goes left. Long pass over to McCaslin. He'll drive, baseline shoots. It is no good. And knocked out of bounds by Justin Pendleton. It will go to the South San Bobcats.
Well, definitely both teams are not shooting the ball as they like to shoot the ball right now, but they're just a little tentative. Right? It's a little with 4:12 left in the first quarter.
Rodriguez quickly to the forecourt, vanishes to the right side, underneath, whistle, foul called. I think it's on Justin Pendleton. No, it's on Michael Lane. That's his second. Michael Lane is 6'2". He's a gangly kid, about 185 pounds. Non-shooting situation. It will be Rudy Bonilla to inbound it. He looks, and baseline, here it is. Quickly to Rodriguez, fakes, goes, shoots. It's a bad shot, whistle, foul. They're going to call it on Justin Pendleton. He got him on the arm.
And that's his second, Gary.
Steve Celestine says, just don't go after it. Just stand there and try to play defense. So that's Justin Pendleton's second foul, and that means going to the line this time will be Anthony. Who is this?
It's Raul Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's Raul Rodriguez. Is it Paul or Raul?
It's Raul.
Raul, I thought it was Paul. That's what he wrote down. Okay, Raul Rodriguez. Shot is up. Good. First point of the night for Raul. South San leads 9-8. They've led from the very outset. 4:04 to play. Second shot, no good. In and out, and Reyna gets the rebound. As Lane falls down, Reyna gives it off to little Mark Davis. Into the forecourt, left side. He dances to the left. Goes over to Lane. Lane has it knocked away into Pendleton. Reyna puts his head down, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Raul Rodriguez. It's his first. Are they going to count the basket? Shouldn't. No. It's on the floor.
It's on the floor, right. They're not going to count the basket.
Pendleton comes out, and coming in will be
Carlton Brown.
Yeah. I don't have him on my roster. You can put it down. Brown is in. He's about 6'5". Out front high is McCaslin to Brown. Brown high above his head, gives it off to Davis. He fakes a three. Comes over to Lane for three. Yes! Boy, they are red hot. Michael Lane has three from long range, 11-9 in favor of the Mustangs. Pass down court is stolen, and a foul is going to be called on the steal. McCaslin stole it, and then Rodriguez got him on the arm as he tried to come back to it.
They're going to call the foul on number 15, Gary, Eddie Gomez.
So Gomez, well, they were both there.
Yes.
So they give it to Gomez. That's better for the Bobcats.
Right.
Reyna to Davis. And he's into the forecourt. Out front, McCaslin, bad pass to Brown. He almost loses it. He looks across court, gives it off to Davis. Davis sets it up out front high right. Tries to loop to Reyna. Reyna swings it to the left side to Lane, to McCaslin. He has it on the left side. Goes around to right to Davis on the high wing. Reyna. Davis penetrates, drives, kicks it off to McCaslin for three. It is in the lane. It is no good. Getting the rebound is Nick Rudy Bonilla. Pulls it down. Fast break. Over to Espinosa. He loses it, but here's the shot taken by Torres. It's no good. Fast break. Here come the Mustangs. The corral gate is open. The shot is by Davis. He hits 16 feet away. Mark Davis has a total of 5. It's 13-9. Down court, Mark Torres fakes, drives all the way up. Reverse layup, has it blocked, and he's fouled. Foul is on Brown, number 30, I think. Well, I don't have a Brown on my roster. Yeah, there he is, Carlton Brown, 6'5", 180. I guess I better put him down.
Yeah, he just got a foul.
His first foul. At the line will be
Mark Torres.
Mark Torres.
But Mark Torres is a little bit cold right now. He hasn't made a basket, and he looked like he tried to get his feel there for a basket as far as drive down to the basket, but was blocked and fouled on that play. Makes the first free throw though.
You know, Brown's off the bench, and he's averaging 9 points a game. The first free throw is good. The second one is not. So the score is still 13-10, and there's another foul. This one's called on.
That is called on Mark Torres. That's the second.
The second on him. Here's the zone press again. Davis trying to break it. Turnaround dribble. Picked up by Torres. High pass. Comes over to Reyna. The drive is up. It is no good. The tip is up by Carlton Brown. No good. The Another tip is up. It is no good. That one is tipped up by James Joseph. It's no good. Cleared away behind his back. It's to Rodriguez. It's to Eddie Gomez. The shot is up. It is no good. And clearing it away is Mark Davis. Leads the fast break. Here come the Mustangs. It's to McCaslin. He is fouled, and he's going to be fouled by Eddie Gomez. That's his second. So right now you got James Joseph, who's a 6'6", 180-pound junior. He is in, along with Carlton Brown, 6'5". Now coming in for Mark Davis and coming in at point guard will be William Ross. William Ross is off the bench, averaging a point a game. Goes over to Joseph, to Brown, and back out to Joseph. Here's a shot for three. In and out, no good. Getting a rebound. Fast break. Here come the Cats. It's to Rodriguez. It's to Torres. He shoots from the corner. It's no good. Boy, they can't beg, borrow, or steal a basket. Cleared away by Carlton Brown. Into the forecourt. It's Ross. Holds up out front. Goes to Brown. Brown is hassled and harried. Comes across court quickly to Ross. Ross to Brown. He throws it away. James Joseph tried to go back to Ross, and he had a bad pass. Now coming in is Tony Guerrero. Going out will be Eddie Gomez.
South San doing a real good job on that zone defense, but they just can't seem to put the basket in the hole right now.
13-10 is the score. Bonilla gets by Ross on a stutter step, dribble into the forecourt. He cascades to the right, fakes, drives all the way over. He kicks it off the board. It's good. What a shot by Rudy Bonilla. He has four. It's 13-12, a minute 10 to play in the first period. Ross double team, long pass. Quickly over to Rivera. Rivera to McCaslin. McCaslin goes over to Ross, to Brown. They swing it. Back over to Rivera. Comes over to Ross. Ross to Joseph. Joseph fakes. It goes. It is no good, but he's fouled. Got to be called on Bonilla. I think, no, it's going to be called on Tony Guerrero.
Tony Guerrero's going to get the call right there.
It's 12-13. That's a 1-point lead for the run and gun John Jay Mustangs. Both teams are very cold because the Mustangs averaging 90 points a game. South San 79. At the line will be James Joseph, 6'6", misses the first. He is really a gangly youngster. He's only a junior.
And you got to think, Jay's idea is to come in. Hey guys, we have the height. All we got to do is get the ball to our low guy, to our low post guys, and just shoot the ball and put it in the hole.
You'd think so.
But right now
it's not working.
It's not working.
13-12, 57 seconds to play in the quarter. Here's the second shot. It is good. So Joseph is 1 of 2, and the score is 14-12, 55 seconds to play. Leading the surge into the forecourt, Tony Guerrero. High, right, fakes, gets a pick, looks, gives it off to Nick Espinosa.
He traveled.
It was to Anthony Marin, who's 6'2", the tallest player on the court now for the Bobcats. Turnover time, 47 seconds to go, 2-point lead for the Mustangs, 14-12. Slow start. Mark Davis takes the pass, crosses the 10 seconds. Stolen beautifully by Bonilla. It's a 3-on-1 fast break. He will hold up. He looks, fakes, doesn't shoot. He's in the pivot, kicks it off on the far side. The three-pointer, it is way short. Air ball, cleared away by Joseph. It was an air ball by Rodriguez, and a fast break. Now they hold up out front on the high right. Ross looks for Joseph, comes over to the big fella, the splinter, gives it off on the right side to Joseph, to Davis. Back to Ross, 14-12. In the quarter is the score. We got 9 seconds. Ross will go for one, maybe if he doesn't lose it. He's double teamed and has it stolen. Right back into Reyna's hands. He shoots. It's an air ball. Cleared away by South San. That's the end of the first quarter. Fast and furious, but no scoring so far. 14-12 is the tally. After one, we'll be back in 60. This is high school basketball. South San led in scoring by Michael Lane, who has 6, 5 for Mark Davis. 6 points for Nick Espinosa on the South San side of the ledger. Joseph will inbound it. Gets it to Mark Davis for the blue-clad John Jay Mustangs in their traveling road uniforms. It's picked up out front by Tony Guerrero. Goes over to Lane, who's back in. Comes over to Davis. Davis has it almost stolen, and there's a whistle and a foul. Is going for the steal. A good effort was Joe Guzmi, but he couldn't get there in time, and he gets the foul. Good effort, though. Good hustle, and going to the lane will be Michael Lane. He has 6 points. His first effort at the line, 1-1. 14-12, 7:50 to play, second period. On hand at South San Gymnasium, the Cat Cage. Great tradition here at South San. The shot is no good. And going up over the back should be Gerald McCaslin. Yeah, he got the foul. He went up over the back of Rudy Bonilla.
That's his first foul.
His first, so it will be South Sand basketball. Now it's going to be a zone press for the Bobcats, rather for the Mustangs on the Bobcats. They will inbound it. Ball goes to Raul Rodriguez. Gets pressure from Mark Davis, but he breaks it, comes across with it, almost loses it, kicks it, saves it. Double team, goes across court, quickly over to Guzmi. Out it comes to Rudy Bonilla. Built like a tight end. He goes on the baseline, shoots, kicks off, and he's fouled. Going to be called on, Landis. Nope, it wasn't. I thought it was going to be on Pendleton, but it wasn't. He's back in there. It's going to be on Gerald McCaslin. That's his second quick foul. 7:32 to go, 14-12. Really, these kids seem to be very tight. So you've got Lane and McCaslin and Davis and Pendleton and Reyna. The shot by Bonilla is good. Rudy, the best assister in the city. 12 assists a game. He has 5 points, 14-13. He can tie it with this basket. Today in basketball, they wear their shorts down to their knees. Here's the second shot. It's good. Should be they should be knickers and not shorts. Here's the pass, goes over to Pendleton. The cross court comes over to McCaslin, saves it to Lane. Lane out front high right. It's to Mark Davis. He's picked up in that 1-1-2. It's a 1-2-1 zone is what it is. Stolen. Beautifully stolen by Anthony Maureen, and he leaves it off for Rudy Bonilla. He stepped in front and intercepted the pass. Bonilla, top of the key, fakes right, goes left. Now he still has it on the dribble. Baseline. He looks for help. Comes back out quickly to Joe Guzmi. Guzmi leaves it off for Bonilla. He's really the quarterback. He's the playmaker. It's 14-all, 6:50 to play in the quarter. Bonilla out front high, picked up by Davis. Stolen by Lane. He goes up and he jams it home. He dunked it. Boy, he's a great player. He has 9 points already, 16-14. In the corner, bad pass goes out of bounds intended for Joe Guzmi, and it gets away from him. And I think Gary Durbin may want a timeout. He's chewing somebody anyway.
Yeah, I think that last turnover of Rudy Bonilla really shook him up.
Yeah, it did. So Reyna will inbound it.
A very ill-advised pass there by him.
So you got Reyna and Davis, Lane and McCaslin, and Pendleton. That's your fighting five for Steve Celestine. 16-14, Mustangs by 2. Falling down as he goes for the ball was Joe Guzmi. Puts the pressure on Davis, turnaround dribble, crosses the 10-second line. He canters to the left. It's out to Reyna. Reyna kicks it off to McCaslin, under to Pendleton. He goes up, shoots. It is no good. The tip is up, and it is no good. Another tip is no good. And fighting for it, coming down with it, much shorter, Rudy Bonilla. He's a little guy, but he fights with him in the big timber, and he comes down with it. Bonilla picked up out front by a much taller Pendleton. Drives on the right side. Here's a fake and a drive up by Rodriguez. It goes over to Bonilla on the right wing, right side. And here's a pass out front quickly. There's in the corner. And it's good for three.
Raul Rodriguez with a three-pointer there.
Raul gets his first field goal of the night. It's 17-16. 1 point lead now for the Bobcats. Reyna will inbound it. Gets it off to Ross. Rather to Davis. Davis double team. Back to Reyna. Reyna fakes. Comes long pass on the left side open as McCaslin doesn't shoot. Out to Davis for the blue-clad Mustangs to my left. The Ponies of Steve Celestine. Here's the three. It is way air ball. Air ball by Lane. He'd had 2 from long range. Boy, I don't know where he was shooting that one to. But anyway, it's air ball 17-16, and it will be Bobcat basketball.
Very ill-advised pass by number 4 there, Michael Lane. That was an NBA 3, Gary.
So Rudy Bonilla very deliberately will come across the 10-second line. He simply saunters to the left. And there's a
travel.
Well, he stepped on the line. He was too close to it. That was to Joe Guzmi, the 5'10 junior. Tried to zig when he should have zagged, and his foot hit the line. So it'll be inbounded by the Ponies. Reyna gives it off to the very quick William Ross. Ross double team, throws it over on the pass to Lane. Lane drives to the right side, low wing. Back out to McCaslin. Pendleton is open. Back over it goes underneath to Lane. Reverse layup. He's got it. Nice play by Michael Lane. He's taken over. He's got 11 points. 18-17. Ponies up by 1. Into the forecourt on KCHG. Bonilla. The fake by Rodriguez. Bonilla to Rodriguez. Bad pass. That's the second time they've misconnected on the pass.
Well, it looks like number 14, Raul Rodriguez, instead of really getting in front of the ball and catching the ball, he's just trying to catch it with one hand, and it's going right by him.
So coming back in will be Mark Torres and Eddie Gomez.
And I'm sure Coach Gary I'm sorry, Gary. I'm sure Coach Gary Durbin is going to go over there and tell him, son, you got to catch the ball
Guzman and
with 2
Rodriguez
hands.
are out. Here's McCaslin. It's to Reyna. To McCaslin. To Ross. Stutter step dribble. Gets a pick from Reyna. Into the left side, low wing, almost bad pass as it goes deep to Carlton Brown. Here's Ross out front, high left. Leaves it off for Lane. Lane has 11 points. Here's to Ross. Underneath it goes to Brown. Brown tries to go up. It's no good, but he follows his own shot and comes in with it. So Carlton Brown has his first basket to make it 20-17. Now this is Eddie Gomez out front. Leaves it off for Bonilla. Sets up the play as he gets a pick. Comes on the right side. Here's the shot by Gomez. 3!
Well, that was a pretty shot by Mr. Eddie Gomez
You knew
right
that
there,
was it
Gary.
when it left. It's 20-20, 4:17 to play. Reyna, double teamed out front, puts it on the floor to the dribble, comes over to the left to Ross. Ross leaves it on the left side to McCaslin, to Ross. Comes over on the right side to Lane. Lane, underneath it goes to...
Travel. They called it for travel.
Travels
Gary.
on Carlton Brown, put it on the floor and took too many steps at the baseline. Inbounding it will be Eddie Gomez. So you have Gomez and Bonilla. 2 little guys, and also back there, Tony Guerrero. Fakes, drives, pumps, jump, shoots. It's no good. Getting the rebound is Carlton Brown for the Ponies. Mustangs on the move. Into the forecourt. High right. It's over to Ross. Ross turnaround. Leaves it off for Reyna. Reyna swings it to McCaslin for 3. Yes! Boy, they don't hesitate, do they?
They got to put a face in Gerald McCaslin real quick because he's getting this hot hand, Gary.
23-23, 45 to play in the period. McCaslin has 5. 11 for Michael Lane. Stolen in the backcourt by Brown. Brown to Ross. To Brown. Lays it up and in.
Good pass. Good pass by that was
So Carlton Brown, it was a great pass from Ross to Brown.
Ross Brown,
It's
right.
now 25-20. Boy, they've got 7 unanswered points. 8, actually. It was tied at 20-20. Now it's 25-20. Underneath, wide open, losing it and saving it. And then he loses it out of bounds again is Gomez. And coming in will be Nick Espinosa. He had 6 points early, went out and has been on the bench ever since. He's got no fouls, but he's in there. It will be Ross. Now they're going to that zone trap again. Ross to Reyna. Reyna traveled, but they didn't see it. Here it comes over. Uh-oh, whistle on a foul called on Espinosa.
He just got his first foul. That's a second, Gary, I believe.
It is?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And that'll be a one-on-one shooting foul.
25-20. Yeah, there's the line. I believe, when will the Cats go to the line? They haven't yet. 2, 4, 6 fouls against
Yes, they have
Jay.
6 fouls against him.
That's the 9th foul against the Bobcats, and at the line will be Gerald McCaslin, averaging 5 points a game, 2 rebounds a game, 3 assists a game. The shot is no good. Yeah, it is.
But that
Bounced
shooter's
off and
roll.
fell in. He's got a total now of 6. And coming in will be Felix Rivera again. Replaces Michael Lane. He goes out with a hot hand, 11 points. 3:14 to play, 26-20. The Mustangs beginning to build a lead. 4-2 coming into this game in district, tied with Holmes and South San. McCaslin takes him one more, and it is also good. So McCaslin makes it 27-20. Full court press in the backcourt. Gomez tries to get it in the forecourt. He does. He falls down. Still has it on the dribble. Looks like a globetrotter. Here's the drive by Espinosa in a corner. Up, and what a great play. Left-handed layup by Anthony Maureen. Great play. Great pass off. 27-22, 2:55 to play. In the court, across court, it's over to McCaslin. McCaslin to Brown. Brown out to Reyna. Reyna will put it on the floor. He drives. He goes up and shoots, and it is traveling. Good call. Coming back in will be James Joseph momentarily. Joseph will be in. And it's South San basketball, 2:45 to go, 27-22. Into the forecourt. Quickly is Mark Torres. Drive, shoots, has it
That has to
partially
be
blocked. They're gonna call goaltending on Carlton Brown. Give Mark Torres the basket. He was not intimidated. He drove through and put it up.
And I think that's exactly what South San has to do. They have to come in and just drive the
They
ball
gotta
and quit
penetrate.
trying to put these 3-pointers in because they're not falling for them right now.
27-24, 2:37 to play. 3-point lead for the Mustangs. It's that zone trap again in the back, but now Joseph gets it over. And losing it out of bounds is McCaslin. Simply lost it. He tried to go right. The ball went left. 27-24, 2:30 to go in the second period. High school basketball. Bonilla to Gomez. Gomez picked up by McCaslin. Gomez slithers into the forecourt. High right, now goes left. Gets a pick out front by Torres. A 3. It is up and no good. Knocking it out of bounds will be John Jay. That's Felix Rivera. Knocked it out of bounds. Coming back in will be Michael Lane, and comes in for Felix Rivera. Inbounding it. Goes over to Espinosa. To Bonilla. Bonilla comes out to Gomez. A three. Off only for two. And a whistle foul called on Nick Espinosa, I think. If it is, that's no, it's not on Espinosa. It's going to be on Anthony Maureen. That's his first, is that right?
Yes, it is.
27-24. As Mark Davis comes back in, along with McCaslin. At the line will be James Joseph, 6'6", 180, only junior growing youngster. 1 of 2 at the line. He only has 1 point, but he's got so much talent. Also coming in now for South San will be Javier Barrientos, 6'3", 175, the tallest of the Bobcats. Javier got a little meat on his body, too.
He does. Looks like a big old tackle.
Here's the shot by Joseph. Yes, swisher. So James Joseph has 2 points. One more. 28-24 and 29-24. He has 3 or 4 at the line. 2:10 to play in the quarter. Mustangs up by 5. This is Bonilla. He tries to wriggle into the forecourt. Picked up by Davis out front. Gets a pick. Here it is to the big fella, Barrientos. Holds up. Has it knocked away. Stolen by the Mustangs. But right back into Bonilla. Baseline. He looks for help. They're going to have to help him. Goes to the baseline low. He throws it way back out front to Barrientos. It comes over on the right side to Gomez. He fakes. He'll take a 3. It is in and out. No good. Getting a rebound by Barrientos. He goes up and has it knocked away. Goes up, plays it in. Good. It's not Barrientos. It's Nick Espinosa.
Yes.
29-26. Fast break. Davis tries to squeeze by. He does. Penetrates all the way under. Laying it up and in. Missing the layup is Brown. Goes up. Tries it again. It is no good again. Getting the rebound this time is Espinosa. Coming down with it. South San on the fast break. It's Gomez. Little stutter step. Sanders drive. He shoots. He hits. That was a Neon Dion-like move, wasn't it? Put that leg out there. Little delayed run. 29-28. 1:10 to play. What a great one we got here in the Cat Cage, South San. It's Ross trying to get it across. He traveled.
10 seconds.
Yeah, but he also dragged that left foot.
He did. You're right.
Whoa, 1:03 to go. What a good one. Gomez will inbound it. Coming back in, Eddie Reyna for the John Jay Mustangs. Fast and furious action. Going out is James Joseph. Coming also back in will be for John Jay.
Davis is coming
Mark
back
Davis. All right, it will be out front, high right to Mark Torres. He shoots off the board. It's no good, but it getting a rebound. Knock it out, and a foul is called on Nick Espinosa. That's his third, I believe. Did they call a foul on him or not? No, just knocked out by him. I thought they did. 29-28, 53 seconds to play. Here it is to Davis. Davis is going to get double teamed. Has it knocked away. They're going to call a foul on Rudy Bonilla. Reaching in from the rear. That's his second foul. It will be 1-1.
They're going to call that on Mark Torres, Gary, and that's his third foul.
Bonilla was there.
Yeah.
Bonilla's the guy that actually reached in there. But they give it to
Mark Torres. All you got to do is be around there, and I guess they're going to give it to the first guy you look at.
First guy who happens to be in the
happens
vantage
to look
point.
at the ref.
So Ross will have to be at the line. William Ross has not scored. Good playmaker, though. Shot with the left hand is no good. 29-28, 49 seconds to go. Could be a tie here at intermission. Both teams 4-2. John Jay 16-7, South San 18-6. They love to run and gun. Here's the second shot. It's good. He has 1 of 2. He has 1 point, and it's 30-28, 49 seconds to play. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back in 60, 30-28 in favor of John Jay. Javier Barrientos is now back in for the Bobcats. He's the tallest at 6'3". Looks like a tight end more than a forward. And you got Espinosa, the other tall Bobcat. So you got the 2 tallest, and you have Bobcat basketball. Gomez gets it off to Barrientos, and he will put it on the floor and leave it off for Gomez. Leaves it off for Bonilla. Boy, he's a definite playmaker. 40 seconds to play, 30-28. It's John Jay by 2. Ross picks up Bonilla out front. Stutter step dribble, fakes right, gets a pick, and still has it on the drive. Goes to the left side, and all the way through. Kicks it off quickly over to Tony Guerrero. Guerrero leaves it off. A three-pointer by in and out. Boy, great try. Great position. And here is a three-pointer. No good air ball by Barrientos. He shouldn't have shot that one. Here is the kick ball, but it goes to Davis. He fakes. Comes over to Ross. Ross shovels it left-handed to McCaslin. Falls down. He traveled. 30-28. He traveled with the ball. And you have 11 seconds to go. Time for 1 shot. 2-point lead for the Mustangs of John Jay. Inbounded to Barrientos. Leaves it up for Bonilla. 8 seconds to play. He'll have to hurry down court. He does. Drives all the way to the baseline. Kicks it up. It is good!
Good play.
Bonilla ties it at the half as the buzzer goes off to make it 30-30. And what a great game, Mark. We want you to put some music on after the commercial because we want to try to correct our buzz in the signal. So if you'll just do that, we'll tell you that at halftime it's 30-30. We'll be back in a couple of minutes after a 60-second timeout and then a little music so we can switch antennas to try to keep the buzz out of our broadcast. We'll be back. It's halftime. 30-30 is our score. One of those ticky-tacky silly fouls.
That is McCaslin's third foul.
So Eddie Gomez will inbound. He's a quick ball handler as well. Rudy Bonilla takes the inbounds pass, picked up by Davis. Bonilla fakes left, goes back right on the dribble. Top of the key. He looks, he turns, he drives. 16-footer, it is no good. And getting goes up, shoots, and he is fouled on the drive. Baseline backdoor, and he's fouled by Nick Espinosa, and that's his third. 3 on Espinosa, 2-shot foul. 32-30. At the line will be Mike Lane. He is 0 of 1 at the stripe. He is the leading scorer in the game with 10 points. 90-point average for the season per game for John Jay. Right now they've got 32. First shot is no good. So Michael Lane is 0 of 2 at the stripe. 32-30, 6:48 to play. 4-2, both these teams coming into the game. Shot is good on the second one. And it's 33-30. Double teaming Bonilla, but quickly up court over to Torres. Torres drives all the way in. Great penetration. Lays it up and in. 5 for Torres. 33-32. 6:35 to go. Davis over to Reyna. To McCaslin. Left side low wing. Almost stolen. Reyna out front. Fakes. Doesn't shoot. Back over to McCaslin. He will. He hits. It's a 2 only. From the left side. He has 9. 35-32. Great shooting so far in the second half. Fast break. And cross court. Comes over. A bad pass again. Rodriguez can't save it. Lane does get it for the Mustangs. Comes over to Lane again after he
hit
it to Davis, and he hits from 12 feet to the right of the basket. We're getting obscured vision by some of the crowd. Lane now has a total of 13, and it's 37-32. And quickly over it comes to Torres. He throws it away. Bad pass, bad turnover. That's 3 already in this half.
That's 3. That's right,
That's
Gary.
10 for the night. Gary Durbin on his feet. Doesn't like what he sees here in the third stanza. 37-32, 5:50 to go, 5-point lead. Mustangs trying to open it up. A pick by Reyna for Davis. Drives. Cross court over to McCaslin, to Lane. Out front, he's picked up on that 1-2-2-1. Bonilla tries for the steal, can't get it. Davis saves it. Lane to McCaslin. He doesn't shoot the 3. Wants to, but doesn't. Puts it on the floor. Back out it comes to Mark Davis. 5:30 to play in the quarter, 37-32. Davis goes on the left side, low wing to McCaslin. McCaslin puts it on the floor with the dribble. He looks for help. Comes way across court over to Davis. He'll pop a 3. It's way off the mark, no good. And getting a rebound underneath is Rodriguez. Rodriguez unravels out of the forecourt. Goes out high left, back over to Bonilla to right. Long cross-court pass. Here's Torres for 3. No good. Air ball almost. Hits the base of the backboard. Comes away to Reyna. Reyna kicks it off to Davis. Davis will lead it to the forecourt with 5 minutes to go. He scampers to the left, gives it off the lane. One hands it out front high right, gives it off to McCaslin. Drives, penetrates, shoots. He hits.
They're going to call an offensive
but
foul.
I think it's going to be charging on the call. And should be if it isn't.
Right.
Yeah, charging on
No
McCaslin.
basket.
That's his 4th. My. And he goes out of there with 9 points. And that's going to be a big blow for him. And coming in
There he is.
will be Anthony James, 6'5", 195. A senior, has set out for disciplinary reasons, but he's now in there. Double team, long pass. And losing it again is Rodriguez. He can't catch the ball at all. He did some glue on his fingers.
And it's like he's doing it again. Gary's trying to catch the ball with one hand.
And that brings him out of there. And is it Tony Guerrero coming in for him? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Guerrero picks up on Mark Davis out front high in that 2-1-2 zone now. It's to Lane on the left side low wing. Out front high to James, to Reyna. Davis swings it, great swinging, and here it is over. Lane misses the layup, and it's up and in, and good pass on the assist as Anthony James gets his first basket, 39-32. This is Torres trying to get it into the forecourt, has it stolen to Reyna. He will drive, he kicks it up, he lays it in and good. He stole it, and Mike Lane hits the stands on a diving grab, and he comes up grinning. He's okay. It will be South San basketball. Right now, South San being outplayed and out-hustled. They're making too many mistakes. This is Eddie Gomez looking for Torres to Gomez. And in the middle, and there's a foul called on Lane, and that's going to be number 3 on him. Boy, he really slammed.
He did.
He slammed Tony Guerrero to the floor. He picks him up and pats him on the popo and says, you okay? He said,
Sorry.
yeah. Guerrero will go out of there, and coming back in will be Eddie Gomez, and it's now Rodriguez back in. It's Rodriguez and Gomez. And here is Gomez driving, kicks it off to Bonilla for 3. No good. And getting the rebound, good position. Here it is Rodriguez following. He hits 12-footer. Rather, Gomez. He has 7. It's 41-34. Now it's that full court zone press stolen. And Bonilla loses it. And now it's going to be diving for it. And they hustle for it. Here's the drive. It is up off the board. No good. The tip is up. It is no good. They fight for it. And getting a rebound again and going in is a great play by Eddie Gomez. Boy, that was tremendous hustle. 41-36. 3:39 to play. Again, the full court press. Here's the drive. Mark Ross shovels it. One hands it. Throws it away. No, it's saved in the last minute. And leading the fast break. But it's to Espinosa. Here's the drive. Whistle. Foul blocking is called on Joseph. James Joseph with the block. That's his first foul. But this is a game of surges and spurts, isn't it? Timeout call for the John Jay Mustangs. 41-36. This is high school basketball. It was 14-12 after 1 in favor of the Mustangs. It was 30-30 at halftime, and it's 41-36 now. Ponies out front by 5. At the line will be Raul Rodriguez. Eddie Gomez has sparked him here in the third period. Great hustle. Guy that's only 5'9", played like he was 6'5" on that last effort. He was falling down when he made the shot. The basket is good by Raul. That's his 5th point. He is now 2 of 3 at the line to make it 41-37. What I say about a game of surges and spurts, that's what it's been.
It sure has,
Looked
Gary.
like Mustangs are about to put a big pad up. Now here's the second shot. It's also good. And now again, it's 41-38. 3-point lead for John Jay. The blue-clad Mustangs. It comes over to Ross. Ross drives. Leaves it off for Lane. Lane will penetrate. Goes to the left. It's up off the board. No good. Getting the rebound is Mark Torres. Leads the fast break. Drives. Shoots. Here's Espinosa. Up. He hits. Reverse layup. Oh, my. Great pass. Great shot. It is now 41-40. 3 minutes to play. Momentum has changed so rapidly. Ross tries to drive through. He can't. It's stolen. Back into the backcourt. Here drive. Torres. He goes up. He misses the layup. Cleared away by Ross. They had a chance to go up front. It's Mustang basketball. They lead by 1. This is Joseph. Cross court. Comes over to Anthony James. Leaves it off for Ross. Ross looks for Joseph. Gives it to him. High post. Leaves it off for Lane. Lane looks for Pendleton. Underneath. Comes to Joseph. Turns, shoots. He hits. Nice dribble, drive, pump, jump, and score. It goes to James Joseph. 43-40. 2:28 to play third period. Mustangs by 3. Rudy Bonilla ruminates into the forecourt. High left. Comes left. Goes right. Fakes left. Gets a pick. Holds up high above his head. Leaves it off for Gomez. Rodriguez a 3. No good. Downtown. Here is the little guy. Gomez shoot. He hits from the left of the basket. Eddie Gomez has 6 in the quarter. 43-42. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to play. Mustangs by 1. Down to the wire. It's going to go fast and furious. Comes to James. James drives into the forecourt. Turnaround dribble. Has it partially knocked away. Ross leaves it off for Lane. Lane has it on the left side. Low wing. Leaves it off for Ross. Swings it on the right side. Here is James shooting. The left-handed shot is no good. Getting the rebound is Pendleton. He goes up, shoots. It's no good. Lane follows. It goes up. He hits. Well, the height of the Mustangs paying off. Lane gets another basket. He has 13, 45, 42, 3-point lead for the Mustangs. Into the forecourt, Gomez drives. He'll take an unusual shot, misses it. Cleared away by Joseph. And Rodriguez follows, can't get it. Into the forecourt, here he comes. It's Ross. Turnaround dribble. Leaves it off out front for Joseph. Here it is to Michael Lane. Fakes, doesn't shoot. Out front it goes to James. Up, and Joseph hits again.
And there it is again, Gary. You can't do anything with that height.
Height's paying off. He's got 4 1/4, 47-42. They cut it to 1. Mustangs by 4, by 5. 1:10 to play in the quarter. Rudy Bonilla out front. Fakes, stutter step, dribbles. Fakes right, goes left. Now right, baseline, holds up, looks for help, drives, tries to go up. He's fouled by Ross. William Ross gets him on the arm as he goes up. 1:02 to play. He'll go to the line. We got a timeout. No, we don't. They're going to just substitutions, that's all. Wholesale substitutions. Ross goes out, Joseph goes out, Pendleton goes out. Reyna comes back in.
Brown comes back in.
Along with Carlton Brown.
And Mark Davis.
So inbound it comes over to Torres, to Gomez, to Rodriguez. Here's Gomez shooting a 3. It's no good. Getting the rebound is Anthony James. And he leads the surge down court. He has the left-handed dribble. Reyna looks for help. Over it goes to Mark Davis. He holds up. Looks for Carlton Brown below. He's double teamed. Back out it goes to Reyna. Reyna puts it on the floor. Almost traveled. Michael Lane has it with 39 seconds to go. Cross court comes over to Davis. He'll take a long one. It is good. Three-pointer for Mark Davis. Boy, that's a backbreaker. He has 8 for the night, 50-42. Well, it was down to 1. Now it's 8 points as the Mustangs lead by 8. 34 seconds to go here in the third period. They cut it, and then
they did. They were down by 1, and all of a sudden they're down by 8, and it's like you said, a game of spurts.
Bonilla dishes over to Rodriguez. He will drive, kicks it off. Wide open is Torres. He lays it up and in. Mark Torres has 4 1/4, 50-44. 16 seconds to play. Now that zone trap in the backcourt. Reyna kicks it off to Mark Davis. Look out, he's got the hot hand. He is being left alone. You got 7 seconds. He fakes that. Goes right. Here's a long one by James out front. It is no good. And getting a rebound is Carlton Brown. He goes up and shoots at the buzzer. It's no good. That ends the third quarter. 50-44. Mustangs by 6. This is high school basketball. Back in a minute. Gary DeLaune, Eddie Morris, Moses Aguilar beginning the fourth and final period. It is 50-44. 6-point lead for the Ponies. They outscored the Bobcats 20-14 in that period. Davis out front, high right, goes over to Reyna. He's the point man way out high left. It's to Lane, it's to James. Up, what a jam! And beautiful shot by Carlton Brown. Got an assist from James. It's 52-44. And it comes off the toe of Raul Rodriguez, stolen by Mark Davis in the backcourt. 52-44. 8-point lead now for the Mustangs of John Jay. High, Reyna out front, high left. He's it off for Mark Davis. Davis looks for James. It's to Reyna. Reyna puts it on the floor with a dribble. Now comes back right. Mark Davis to Reyna. Swings it on the left side to Lane. Lane over to Davis. Davis fakes right. Goes back left to Lane. Takes it on the floor. High pass over to Reyna. Reyna at the high post right now, but now comes out to set it up again. Goes over to Lane. Lane looks underneath. Comes over to James. He will pop a three. It is no good. And getting a rebound. Lane, nice play. And good pass, but Carlton Brown let it trickle off his fingertips. 52-44, 7:06 to play. The Mustangs by 8, and the Bobcats will have to put on another late rally if they want to get back into this one. 9 points for McCaslin, 15 for Michael Lane to lead all scoring, 11 for Eddie Gomez to lead the Bobcats, 10 for Nick Espinosa. He's been quiet, though, the second half. Bonilla into the forecourt as he bristles to the right. Holds up, picked up by Davis. Fakes, doesn't shoot, still has it. In the corner, it is a three-pointer. It's no good. It was taken by Bonilla, and here's the Davis shot. It's good. 12-footer.
Oh, Davis has a pretty shot, doesn't
Mark Davis, he looks so good. I'm really impressed with him. He has a total of 10. Here's a three-pointer. No good, air ball. And that was taken by
Eddie Gomez,
Mark Torres. Mark Torres.
Okay.
It's 54-44, 6:30 to go. 10-point lead. Mustangs beginning to open the margin a little bit. Bonilla, high pass to Lane. Lane goes underneath to Brown. Brown has it batted away and saved by Bonilla. Steele in the backcourt for the Bobcats. Here they come. The Cats on the prowl. Bonilla will drive. Travels. He hits, but he traveled before. I think he traveled.
They're going to call a foul on James.
On Eddie Reyna, right?
On James.
On James.
Yes, sir. Call a foul
Anthony
on James.
You can tell Anthony James is rusty. He is not hitting his shots, and his shots look awkward. Anthony James has the foul.
What is James' classification? Is he
He's a senior.
Senior?
3-year letterman.
He's a big boy.
6'5", 195. And we got another timeout. 6:15 to play in the game, 54-44. We'll be back in 60. This is high school basketball. What I like about this game so far is the consistency of the officiating. 7 of 10 at the line for John Jay, 7 of 10 at the line for the South Sand Bobcats. Right now it will be Bobcat basketball in the forecourt to my left. As inbounding it will be Eddie Gomez. He's been the spark plug in the second half so far. 54-44. Out front to Bonilla. Bonilla swings it to Rodriguez. Has it back knocked away by James, but he picks it up again. He'll take a three. It is batted high, no good, and cleared away by Pendleton. Pendleton to to Davis. Davis to Reyna. To Lane for three. No good. And going up and tipping it in is Anthony James, his second basket. First of the fourth quarter, 56-44. And now the Mustangs seem to putting a little margin between them and the Bobcats playing at home tonight before a jam-packed crowd of 1,000 people. Whistle foul called on defense. On the block, it's going to be called on Anthony James.
It's going to be called on Anthony James.
It's his second. 6'5", 195 senior, great-looking athlete. And let's see, is it be a shooting foul or inbound foul?
It looks like number 15, Eddie Gomez, his wrist is hurting a little bit. He's going to go get it checked.
Yeah. He was hurt somehow in that last play. I'm not sure what happened, but they're going to look at it.
What I think that what they're discussing now is that he's not able to shoot the free throws, Gary, because he hurt his wrist.
Yeah. And coming in to do it will be William Ross.
Check
it will be Tony Guerrero. Will shoot for Eddie Gomez. Boy, they can't afford to lose him in the fourth period.
Yeah.
He's been their real spark plug. So it will be Tony Guerrero to shoot. He hadn't scored yet tonight. 56-44. Here's the shot. No good. 5:35 to go. Mustangs by 12. Ball put on the floor by James, stolen by nice play by Espinosa. And here's the drive by Bonilla. It goes up. He hits. Rudy Bonilla. Get out of my way, he says. He's like a Sherman tank driving through bivouac.
They're going to call an offensive foul on
They
him,
don't
Gary.
count the basket.
No, sir.
But I tell you what, he sent a message.
Sure
Move. Anthony James comes out. Coming back in will be Gerald McCaslin with 9. James goes out with a total of 4. And it's 44-56, 12-point lead for the Ponies. 5:20 to play. Here's that zone trap again, and here it goes to Lane. Lane tries to get through, and let's see, charging. He put his head down and tried to squeeze through the 2 defenders, and that is his fourth. With 5:15 to play. 56-44. Inbounding it will be Tony Guerrero. Gives it off to Bonilla. Bonilla into the forecourt as he dissolves to the high left, top of the key, holds up, has it.
Good play
nice
by
play.
Davis.
Stripped by Mark Davis. Leads the fast break. In the left, it's to McCaslin. He goes up and shoots. He misses it. And getting the rebound is Espinosa to Bonilla. Fast break, Bobcats. It's a 3-on-3. Holds up out front, low right. Now he drives, baseline, and he's fouled on the floor as he dribbled.
That Gerald McCaslin just fouled out, I believe, Gary.
Let's see if it's on McCaslin. I believe it is. If it is, that means James will come back in for him. McCaslin will foul out. Great game he's played, though. He's got 9 points. Had 7 the first half. At the line, Rudy Bonilla. He has 8 points. He has 2 of 2 at the stripe. 1-1, 56-44, 4:52 to play in the game. Shot. No good. Boy, the Bobcats have really been off. And he hangs his head a little bit as the ball is cleared by James. Stripped. But it's to Pendleton. It's 4:10 to play. Long pass over to Anthony James. Back out it goes to Ross. Puts it on the floor with the one-hand dribble. Now it goes over to Reyna. To Mark Davis. To Anthony James. Over to Ross. Underneath. Knocked away. Reyna saves it, though. Whistle call. And it's Mark Torres with his 4th. They're trying to go for the ball, but they just can't take it away from the bigger Mustangs.
And that is a 4th foul on Mark Torres, and they can ill afford to lose him.
58-46, 3:58 to play. And going out of the ball game is Joe Guzmi. It will be inbounded by Reyna. Lays it off to Mark Davis. Shovel pass high right wing to Ross, to Reyna, to Davis. He will fake a 3, doesn't take it. It's to Reyna. Out beyond the 3-point perimeter, back to Davis. He looks, puts it on the floor to Pendleton. Underneath to Reyna. And there's a whistle, and it's going to go off the hands of Eddie Reyna. Eddie is a 6'5", 180-pound youngster. He's got, great movement for a kid that big. Handles the ball really well. 58-46, 3:40 to play. Mustangs by 12. Unless the Bobcats can get a surge here, they're going to be out of it. Bonilla picked up by Ross. Stutter step dribble. Fakes left, goes right, pops off the board. Yes! I like Rudy Bonilla the way he plays. 12 points for him. It's 58-48, 3:25 to go. That zone trap press again. Reyna gives it off to Davis. Davis to Ross. They break the press into the forecourt turnaround dribble. And he's double teamed, and they're going to call a foul, I think. And if they do, it's going to be
that's his 5th.
on, who's that, on Torres?
Yes, it is, and that's his 5th. He
That's
just
his
fouled out.
Goes out with 7. 58-48, 3:17 to play. Mustangs lead by 10. It'll be tough now for the Bobcats to close the gap. Almost a jam-packed crowd here tonight. About 1,000 people here at the Bobcat Gym, the Cat Cage. Coming in now.
Number 40.
Number 40, I don't have him.
We'll just call him number 40, Gary.
Gary didn't give that name to me. Here it is to Michael Lane, out to Ross. Ross, double team, gets it to Reyna. Way out front to Ross on the high right. Puts it on the floor with a dribble. Goes right. Turn around. Looks. High pass over to Lane. It's to Pendleton. Pendleton to James Joseph. Anthony James, rather. James to Ross. Ross to Reyna. To Michael Lane. Looks for Anthony James. Anthony, big guy, almost 6'6". It's to Ross. Ross, they're in their four-corner offense, basically. Lane to Pendleton. To Anthony James from the corner. He shoots. It's no good. And it's knocked out of bounds by Ed Reyna. 2:39 to go. 10-point lead. Still have to bomb from three. Coming in for the first time, Jesus Mejia, a sophomore. Anthony James comes out for the Mustangs. Anthony Mejia is in. Maybe he's a bomber. He takes the inbounds pass. And it's Raul Rodriguez. Out it goes to Tony Guerrero. High right. It's to Rodriguez. Up and in. Missing the layup was Mejia. He missed a wide open layup. So it would be Mustang ball. Reyna to Lane. 2:17 to go. 58-48. We have a timeout, but we'll keep it right here because we only have 2:18 to go. A 10-point lead looks more and more like the Ponies are going to come out of the corral with a 5-2 mark.
And a win is a win, but, you know, Jay right now is talking to themselves and saying that, you know, they didn't play a very good game tonight, and there's still 2:17
Neither team
left.
did.
Yeah, neither team, you know, with 58 points and 48 points for the home team, and the crowd as jam-packed as this is, you would think that these kids would get up and really get going, but they just didn't. Neither team seemed to get going tonight.
Looking at the scoring, and it has not been prolific, you've got 12 points for Rudy Bonilla to lead the Bobcats, 11 points for Eddie Gomez. Mark Torres fouled out with 7, 10 points for Nick Espinosa, 2 for Anthony Maureen. Then you have 9 points for Gerald McCaslin, he fouled out, 15 for Michael Lane, 2 for Justin Pendleton. Mark Davis has 10, been a real spark plug, 2 for Eddie Reyna. Anthony James has 6 in the second half, didn't play in the first half, 7 for James Joseph, 6 for Carlton Brown. And it's 58-48, 10-point spread for the John Jay Mustangs of Coach Steve Celestine. Played his high school ball at Houston Clear Lake and then went on to Texas A&M. Gary Durbin played right here at South San, where he used to average 33 points a game. Can you imagine how many points that's popping through the board, or through the nets?
That has to be about a point every, 10 seconds?
Reyna inbounds it to Ross. He's the playmaker. Now picked up by Bonilla. He gets a pick from Reyna and goes over to Mark Davis. High wing left. Bounce pass to Michael Lane. It's a keep away. Reyna, right side low at the baseline. Out front high right. Foul called on
Tony Guerrero.
Tony Guerrero. It's his second. 58-48, 2:01 to go. The Mustangs will probably go on to win their 17th game of the year. They'll go 17-7. South San will go 18-7. Reyna will inbound it again. Almost 6'6". Got great hands for a youngster that big. Moves well. Comes over to Lane. Lane, the leading scorer, with 15, is fouled by Raul Rodriguez. That's his second. It will be a shooting situation for Michael Lane. He is 1 of 3 at the stripe. So a very low-scoring game. Well, he doesn't go to the stripe. It was not yet shooting. Minute 59 to go, and here's a long pass. And up and in, a great alley-oop.
Good pass.
And it goes to Pendleton. Justin Pendleton has a total of 4 for the night. It's 60-48. It's all over the crowd against the lead. Bonilla is fouled out front by Ross. So William Ross gets his second, and that should send Rudy Bonilla to the line. Makes a little difference here with a minute 47 to go, a 12-point lead. Bonilla has a total of 12, and he is 1 of 3, or the 2 of 3 at the stripe. Gets 1 and 1.
Well, Bonilla, the second half really came out and tried to establish something with the Bobcats, and he just wasn't able to do it.
Well, Eddie
by
Gomez
himself.
was the real spark plug
Right,
in
he
the third.
was.
And, of course, went out with that injured hand. The shot by Bonilla is good. So he is now 3 of 4, I'm sorry.
You know, I'm really impressed with Rudy Bonilla. He doesn't look like your typical point guard, but boy, I tell you what, you look at him, he can play. He
60-50, full court zone trap again. And here is Ross getting it off to from Davis. Here's back out to Davis to Reyna. They swing it on the left side. Goes over to Ross. Comes cross court to Lane to Davis. He's double teamed and he's fouled out front by Raul Rodriguez. That's 3. 60 to 50, minute 31 to go, and the Mustangs will go home with a victory. So the Marbach kids will travel home, winning at this point, taking over first possession in District 28 5A in first place. Coming in for the Bobcats will be Joe Guzma, and going out is Jesus Mejia. Mark Davis at the line. Ross, Lane, Davis, Pendleton, and Reyna. First shot is good by Mark Davis. He's a fine little point guard.
He is.
No doubt about that.
He's quick as he stops on the dime.
That's his first free throw tonight, and he missed the second one. So he's 0 of 1 of 2, 61 to 50. Mustangs by 11. Bonilla, left side. Here's the shot. Air ball taken by Tony Guerrero, cleared away by the Mustangs. Foul called. It's a traveling call in the backcourt on Mark Davis. Minute 20 to go, 61-50. The Mustangs will improve to 5-2 in district, 17-7 overall. Inbounded to Barrientos. He's ball is to Nick Espinosa. Knocked out of bounds by the Mustangs, and inbounding it now to Bonilla is Raul Rodriguez. Here's Bonilla. Jump, pump, it's in and out, no good. And sweeping the board cleared is Reyna, but it's stolen by Bonilla. He is really an impressive player, and it's batted away by Reyna. He thought he had a good rejection. I think he did. I think he got a block.
Well, he sure looked like over here.
But he got, that's just his first foul.
Right.
61 to 50 with a minute 8 to play. Rudy Bonilla will go to the line one more time.
And he's taking the majority of the shots here in the fourth period.
Yeah, he's got all the scoring. He's the only one that scored in the period. He got another one. He has a total of 7 points in the period, the only Bobcat to score in the fourth stanza. One more. Good. 61-52, minute 8 to play. Here's a long pass to Lane. It's to Pendleton, to Davis, rather to Ross, to Reyna, and Ross is fouled. Fouled, I think, by Rudy Bonilla.
Yeah.
That's his second. But Rudy Bonilla is a fine point guard. Barrientos will check in for Nick Espinosa. Bonilla will end up with 12, 14, 16 points, the leading scorer of the night. At the line will be, again, Mark Davis. Mark has a total of 11. He is 1 of 2 at the charity line. With a minute to play, it's up. Good. Boy, on a 90-point average, they've only scored 62 tonight. They are really off. Only 2/3 of their average. But a win is a win. Second shot is also good by Mark Davis. 63-52, less than a minute to play, down to 55 seconds. Bonilla, way out front. He may take it again. He goes, he fakes, turns around, comes over to
There's a mad bomber.
Rodriguez. It's no good. It's swept away by Pendleton. Whistle, foul is called on host Joe Guzma. That's his second. 63-52, 46 seconds to go. Fast and furious action for the first 3.5 quarters. It's been kind of a voyage to the free throw line the last few minutes.
Well, at halftime, as we mentioned, it was 30 to 30. And, it was a good, close game. But I think just the height and the athleticism of the J Mustangs just really took its toll on the Bobcats.
At the line is Justin Pendleton. He's got an easy, good-looking shot to give him 3 points for the night. Gets one more in the 1-and-1. 64-52. Mustangs will win this one in this 25th game of the campaign. He sights, he shoots. He's got it.
Yeah, basketball goes just as fast as football does, I guess, huh, Joe?
Yes, it does. Bonilla out front, 65-52. A three, in and out, no good. Reyna is fouled in the backcourt. And this time, again, it's by Jesus Mejia. So Pendleton will end up with 4 points. It's 65-52. The crowd puts on their wraps and their jackets and their coats, and they head for the car lot. Ed Reyna at the line. He has only 2 points tonight, but I just like his smoothness. Very smooth player. Averaging 7 points a game. 1 and 1. He's got the first one.
He has a pretty free throw shot.
He has good form. I'm telling you, he just doesn't shoot much because the other players shoot most of the field goals, but he is a fine-looking athlete. One more. 7:52, 15-point lead. 35 seconds to go. Bonilla quickly down on the three. It's no good. In and out. Ross clears it away for John Jay. Pendleton to Reyna. Reyna gives it off to Mark Davis to Ross.
Whoa.
And Ross is going to be charging. And charge against Joe Guzman. And so Ross will get the foul. That's his third. Makes a little difference here. 67-52 with 22 seconds to go. And now the rest of the bench is cleared by Steve Celestine. And the starters come out. And they get a nice hand from the J Mustangs on the far side.
Yeah, I look over there and see Larry Pullen over there.
He supports his team.
He does. He's here.
It will be Guzman to inbound it. Quickly out to Guerrero, to Guzman. And here it is in the baseline, and it's up, and it's no good. And clearing it away is Espinosa. Has it batted away, foul called underneath on Carlton Brown. So Carlton Brown gets his second foul. And with 11 seconds to go, it's Nick Espinosa to the line. He had 8 points early, and he's only got 2 the second half. He's only got 10 total for the night. I thought he was a factor early.
Well, he sat down after the first quarter,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he was not feeling well or sick or
Well, he
hurt or
got
something.
into foul trouble, didn't he? He had 3
Well,
fouls early.
He only has 3.
He has 11 points. 67-53. He gets another shot. Yes. He also has a good-looking shot.
He does.
He has 12 points. 67-54, 10 seconds to play. In the back court, it's that big guy. Joseph puts it on the floor, and they dive for it and jump ball. Well, you don't want your big guy, 6'6", James Joseph, dribbling the basketball, and that's what he was doing. He's got to get rid of it. In there now is Felix Rivera for the Mustangs. They lead it by 13. You got 4 seconds to go. This will be the last shot of the night. Here's the long three-pointer. It is no good. That's the ball game. 67-54 as the John Jay Mustangs come into Bobcat country, and they go home with a 13-point victory. We'll be back to give you the final score to wrap it up for you in just 60 seconds. This is high school basketball. Bobcats Gymnasium, the Cat Cage here on Palo Alto. Hope you've enjoyed our verbal view as the Bobcats have lost by 13 to the John Jay Mustangs tonight in the battle for 28 5A supremacy. Coming into this game, both were tied at 4-2, but now South San falls to 4-3, and John Jay improves to 5-2 to 17-7 overall. The Bobcats fall to 18-7. It was a very tough fought ball game. Good defense, not really red hot shooting the first half. It was 14-10 after 1 in favor of the Mustangs. It was 30-30 at halftime, 50-44 after 3, and then of course the Mustangs come on to win it by 13. Mo Aguilar has compiled some fast statistics for us, and I think this is true. I have them with 14 of 18 free throws for the Mustangs. Is that correct, Mo?
Yeah, I have him for the same thing, 14 of 18.
And in 13 of 17 for the Bobcats. And I think that's excellent officiating. That is consistency on both ends of the floor. Here's the scoring, the way it went tonight. Gerald McCaslin fouled out with 9 points. 15 for Michael Lane. He came over to the broadcast table and said, "You guys want to talk to me or anything?"
He did.
What a ham.
Going to the Michael
But I'll
Irvin
tell you
School.
what, we may talk to him before the season's over because he was really a force. He had 10 at halftime, ends up with 5. Didn't know. 7 for James Joseph, 6 for Carlton Brown. The Mustangs are a good-looking bunch of athletes, let me tell you. Raul Rodriguez had 6 for the Bobcats. Eddie Gomez had 11. Great third period for Eddie. Rudy Bonilla had all but 2 points of the scoring for the Bobcats in the final period. He ended up with
16, I believe.
16 points, including in the fourth period. Well, let's see, for the night, he was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He was 6 out of 7 at the stripe.
Right.
So he had the eagle eye at the charity line. Mark Torres had 7, 12 for Nick Espinosa, 2 for Anthony Maureen, and that was all the scoring. Final score was 67-54. Mark Cuthan producing us for us in the studio tonight. Eddie Moore is here at courtside. Moses Aguilar with me again, as he has been for the past couple of years. And we hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, Tuesday night we'll be on hand at Blossom Athletic Center, where it will be named Jimmy Littleton Fieldhouse during the course of the evening, and we'll be on hand live for that event after the 6:30 game with MacArthur. This game is brought to you in part by Jack in the Box, by Encita Chevrolet, by Advantage Rent-A-Car, by the law firm and tax collecting law firm of Hurd, Goggin, Blair & Williams, and by San Antonio Livestock Exposition. Well, it was a good way to kick it off. It was an exciting 3 periods, but the Mustangs had just too much height in the middle, and even though neither team was really burning up the cords, 67-54 is the final score. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you again on Tuesday night. Now, for our crew here at courtside, thanks to Ron Durbin, the superintendent of schools here for South San. Thanks to Steve Celestine and to Gary Durbin, the respective coaches. We thank you for listening, and thanks to our sponsors for making this game possible. Now from South San, final score, John Jay 67, South San 54. Good night, everybody.